The one thing I will say for group identity is that what we have seen is that if there is lack of group identity, that group identity is filled usually by nefarious groups, meaning that that people do have a necessity. The idea of existing, that you find your meaning or you find your purpose or you find your identity just in yourself as an individual is not only wrong, it's belied by virtually all of human history.
Careful, you're going to make an argument for identity politics.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask this question.
I understand.
But the point that, but what Judaism does, what America does, it says find your identity in the ideas.
Yeah.
Right, that's the difference. This is why I say I don't care about biological Judaism, particularly. I care much more about the ideas that you hold. So I'm in favor of group identity if group identity is built around a set of ideas that are worth preserving. I'm not in favor of group identity. I am a conservative. That's a group identity.
Right.
But that's an identifier more than it's an identity, meaning it's a way of identifying me as a person who thinks this way. And because I think there are differences in modes of thought, then those group identities do matter. I mean, this is why we get together. This is why we have discussions. This is why we have friends.
Families.
Right. This is why we have families.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you said that the way you did, because I try to challenge myself on that all the time, because I talk about the individual, I believe in the individual, and I want to make sure that I'm not occasionally
But if we can find commonality,
back.
And this is what I think is one of the things that's broken down, is we used to have a common purpose. Like I have this framework that I'm working on in the book that I'm writing, where I basically say that in order for an individual to be happy, you need four things. You need individual purpose. You need individual capacity, like a feeling that you can accomplish that purpose, or at least make moves in that direction. You need a communal purpose. You do need to feel like you are part of a group that's moving in the right direction, and you need communal capacity, which both allows the community to activate together and also protects your rights as an individual to do what you want to do in pursuit of your individual purpose. And that's the apotheosis of happiness, and that's what I think the founding fathers were trying to do in the United States, for example, set up a framework where you could fulfill all of these things. But you do need the idea of communal purpose. And one of the things that's happened post-Enlightenment is that people don't even think in terms of, they either think purely in terms of communal purpose or not at all in terms of communal purpose. So they think either purely in terms of communal purpose, and that's identity politics, meaning I'm black, therefore the black community should do X, right? Or I'm Jewish, therefore the Jewish community should do X. And then there are people who think not in terms of communal purpose at all, meaning full-on libertarian, I make my own meaning, we don't have to have anything in common. And that's a lie. Even libertarians believe we have to have an idea of liberty in common.
Right, and they have to live with other people.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, harmoniously.
And when we don't have any sort of communal purpose, when we live with a bunch of people with whom we share nothing, then it falls apart incredibly quickly.